Hey everyone, so this is going to be a review of the Green Witch Tarot. This tarot deck was created by Moura, and it says artwork is done by, and I'm going to take a guess at this name. To me it looks like Kiri, maybe pronounced Kiri possibly, and I'm so bad with like the symbolism of pronouncing names that are not, this sounds kind of bad, but I guess more American or Americanized. But yeah, I don't know if this is pronounced Ostergaard, but the O looks like it's obviously marked out, and I don't know how you pronounce it really. So it might be Ostergaard instead of Ostergaard, I'm not sure. And then Leonard. I'm just taking a guess at this, totally just randomly. But yeah, so this is the Green Witch Tarot. So if you hadn't guessed, the box is obviously green for the Green Witch Tarot. However, the guidebook for it is blue. See? Yeah. So here's the Green Witch Tarot Companion, which is the guidebook. So the guidebook is, here's an example if I can do this one-handed. Okay. So the guidebook, yes, is in black and white. So here is an image, for example, and it's called the Standing Stone. And this tells a bit about it. And it continues up here with a little information about it. And then it has like general meanings, reversed meanings, and then prompt words. And then it has a page for notes. Now every card in both the Major Arcana and the Minor Arcana both have information about each card, general meanings about each card, reversed meanings for each card, prompt words, and a notes page. So every single card in this tarot deck, so all 78 cards, have the same thing. So this is kind of what the guidebook looks like, and also I will mention it's a big guidebook. So it comes in this tarot box, and if I can kind of show you. So it's the same size as the actual box itself. So, yeah. So yeah, it's a pretty big guidebook. Or a decent sized guidebook, I should say. So, moving on, I'm going to flip through the cards and show you. Now this video right here is going to be on the Major Arcana cards. So this is going to be the first 21 cards, 0 through 21. I'm going to have part 2, possibly part 3, but hopefully I can get all of the Minor Arcana cards in part 2. But if not, there might be a part 3. But for this video right here, I do know that it will definitely be part 1, and it'll be strictly the Major Arcana. And yes, sometimes I say Arcana, Arcana. I use it kind of interchangeably how I pronounce it. But in a way, I kind of do that because everyone says it different. Some people say Major Arcana, some people say Major Arcana. I usually say Arcana, but lately I've been saying Arcana, which I've been watching a lot of tarot videos, so I think that's what's throwing me off, but everyone says it different anyways, and you all, I'm sure, know what I mean. So anyways, if you hear me kind of fluctuate and, flex around the pronunciations of Arcana, Arcana, that's why. But anyways, so now for the flip through. And like I said, this is going to be the first 21 cards, 0 through 21. I also have this this chart. Now, this didn't come with the deck, but this is just something I've had for a while. I got it from a metaphysical shop a few years ago. But this is really cool because this has the Major Arcana on this side. And then on the other side, it's got the Minor Arcana. And it has like little keywords and little brief meanings and information about each card to kind of help you if you're learning. And like I said, I'm more of an oracle card user, so I'm very new to tarot. I'm a novice myself. So, yeah. So I'm going to use this to kind of go by because, like, obviously, for example, this first card is called the Green Man. Well, in a traditional Rider-Waite tarot deck, and if you don't know what a traditional Rider-Waite tarot deck is, it's a deck that has these cards, these basic tarot cards. When you generally see cards, tarot cards, like online or somewhere, or in movies or shows or whatever, it looks like this, You usually see the magician card like that. And this type of artwork. that's a traditional, or I guess a newer adaptation to a traditional tarot deck. This is the most common. So I'm going to use this in comparison with the deck, so you can kind of understand which cards are which. So this is card 0. This is called the Green Man. But if you look at a traditional deck, card 0, hopefully you can see this, card 0 is the Fool. This card up here. And it goes down, so it's like 0, and then it goes over. And I'm going to do this with like the cards that are not, if they've got like a different name, I'm going to show you which cards they are. So the Green Man right here is the Fool. Okay? So this is what this card represents. A lot of people, when I watched some reviews on this, they were kind of upset that the artist used the Green Man as the Fool. And I mean, I guess I can kind of see that, because to some people it may be seen as disrespectful and dishonorable, but to me it's really not. The Green Man, it doesn't mean he's foolish and he's dumb or anything like that. It means that, you know, if you look at the traditional meaning of what the Green Man is, it's the cycle of life, especially when it comes to rebirth and new beginnings. Even though he is there throughout the whole cycle of the Wheel of the Year, I guess you could say he's most prominent, I guess is the word I'm looking for, during like the springtime. Spring and summer, but mainly spring, because it's new beginnings. However, he is in each season because it's a new changing point, a new leaf being turned, so to speak. So, to me, the Green Man does not represent a fool, even though he is represented in the Fool card. It's not necessarily that he's a fool. What it means, symbolically, metaphorically, however you want to look at it, at least to me anyway, it means that he's basically a beginner, a newbie, a novice, if you will. So that means there's room left for mistakes, you know. You look at it, I guess, kind of in a general sense. Like I said, it doesn't mean he's foolish or dumb or anything like that. It just means it's new. It's what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. It's like when springtime comes and it's like the beginning of a new cycle. It just means like new beginnings, a fresh start, new, young, youthful, rebirth kind of thing. So, to me, it just means very new, beginner, novice, you know. So, you're still learning, so to speak. There's still things to learn. There's still room for mistakes, and that's okay, as long as you learn from them, you know. So, to me, that's what this card represents. So, to me, this doesn't bother me at all that it's the Green Man, as far as being represented in the Fool card. I think it was actually very smart. It was very clever that the artist used the Green Man in this card. So I actually like it. I think it's a really pretty card as well. So anyways, that is the Fool card in a traditional deck. This one, oh, before I go on as well, the backs of the cards are really pretty, I think. So this may look gray to you, but it's actually green. The background to the backs of these cards, this like wood look. It looks like a barn door or something like that, or a stable door, whatever. So this is actually like a off green, like a gray green kind of tint, almost like I guess a gray teal, more like is what it's more like. But it's like a wooden barn or stable door kind of thing, and it's got this pentacle wreath on it. And to me, the backs of these cards look very very Yule, you know, like what you'd see during Yule time, Christmas time, you know, in the winter. So I really love the backs of these cards. I think they're really pretty. So I just wanted to throw that in there really quick before I forgot. So anyways, this card is card number 1, technically, and it's the Witch. So in a traditional deck, this card is actually the Magician. And I'll show you the Magician. I hope you can see this. It's this card right here. So that's what it is represented by. Card 2 is the High Priestess. And that is none other than the High Priestess. And then the Empress is next. And this card is called the Earth Mother. But like I said, this is really in comparison to the Empress card in a traditional deck. This card is the Horned God. And this is represented by the Emperor. I hope you can see this. I hope it's not blurry. The High Priest right here is actually the Hierophant. Okay. The Lady and the Lord is represented by the Lovers. The Battle Wagon is represented by the Chariot. The Crone is represented by Strength. The Holly King. I really love this card. It's very Yule. Is represented by the Hermit. The Wheel of the Year is represented by the Wheel of Fortune. The Standing Stone is represented by Justice, sorry. Justice. Sorry about that. I was looking up at the card above it. It's Justice is actually what it's represented by. The Oak King is obviously the Hanged Man. And he's in the traditional looking shape as the Hanged Man. However, the leg is actually on the opposite side, I believe. This leg is the one that's supposed to be bent, so the legs are switched on a traditional Hanged Man card. But yeah, but you can definitely tell it's the Hanged Man. Yeah, see, his leg is different. The Lord of Shadows. Yeah, is Death. And I think this is pronounced, I think it's actually pronounced like the Seer, or the Seer, like S-E-E-R, I believe, is how you pronounce it. If I'm not mistaken, I might be, but I think that's how you say it. So I'm going to say the Seer. And this is a really cool magical witchy card. I really like it. I really like the graphic art on it. See, a lot of cards look more like, I guess, legit, like painted portrait kind of ones, and then some look like more, I guess, kind of computerized graphic art. But I love it because to me it's like, I don't really want to say mixed media arts, but anyway, it really kind of is, even though it's on tarot cards. But I love that because I'm very into art, and I'm a graphic design artist as well, so to me, I really love it. Some people don't. They like all the artwork the same, but I like the contrast and the difference between cards, so. And anyways, that card was Temperance. If you can see it. This one's a cool card, too. So this one is called Nature. So you see these beings in the background, hopefully, with horns on them. Then you see this man setting up a bear trap, but yet you see the bear very aware that he's setting up this bear trap to catch this guy. So this one is nature, and it is represented by the devil. I think that's such a pretty card to be represented by the devil, honestly. Okay, this card should be a pretty obvious one. This is called the Wild Hunt, and with this tower here, can you guess which one this is? This one, yes, is represented by the tower. See the tower there in this card? I hope you can see this. I know it's kind of tiny, but I'm hoping you guys can see this. This card is the star, and yes, it is represented by, yes, the star. That's really pretty, I like it. Here is the moon. It's a pretty card as well. And it is represented by none other than the moon. This card is the sun. And it is represented by the sun. This card is harvest. And I really like this card. I think it's a really, really cool card. So this is called the harvest. And it makes me think of almost like a Thanksgiving kind of thing. Even though it looks more like springtime than fall. You have a variety of fruits and vegetables. And you've got, it's funny because you've got some of these little beings that are giving. And then you've got some that are sneaking and taking. So it's pretty cool. Because if you look at the card that this is compared to, Judgment, right here, you actually see that it's like, one of the meanings is like judgment, if that makes any sense. So, and decisions, like making decisions, postponing decisions, trying to decide, conflict, things like that. So it's kind of cool that they have this little, I don't know if he's supposed to be an elf or a type of, kind of a fae member, I'm not sure, as far as this card goes, but he's like a little person, and he's obviously trying to give, and this one's trying to sneak and take, so it's pretty cool that they have that as far as the conflict of decisions. So I think this is actually a cool card. A lot of people either they loved this card or they hated this card, and I love this card. I think it's a really cool card. It's really colorful, it's really pretty. I loved it, honestly. So, yeah. And that one, like I said, it's Judgment compared to a traditional deck. And this is the last card in the Major Arcana. And it is called the World Tree. And it is represented by none other than the World. So, what I like about this card, aside from the snake here, that kind of, I don't know what to think about it, because I'm not a big snake lover. Yes, I am scared of snakes. But anyways, this little serpent right here is at the bottom, the base of the tree. But what's cool about the tree, the world tree here, is that it represents different seasons. So you've got spring, summer, fall, and winter. So it represents all the seasons in it. So that's really, really cool. I really like that. Like I said, it's represented by the world, even though it's called the World Tree. So yeah, so this was the Major Arcana, so this is part 1. The first 21 cards. And I guess stay tuned, because I'm going to record all of the Minor Arcana cards. I don't know if it'll be in one big long video, I'm not sure yet, but it'll be at least a part 2 video. I know that. Maybe part 3, but at least part 2. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and stop this here now so it won't be any longer. And yeah, just stay tuned, guys. Thanks.